Hello my darlings, I'm Angel and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to share with you guys my June wrap up, the books I've read in June, and just give like my star reviews, what I thought about them and stuff like that. I didn't read this much, but I feel like however many books I read, it's still good anyways. Like, it's still a goal. So yeah, let's get started. The first book I want to talk about is What a Match by by Mimi Grace. I finished that June 6th and I gave it 5 stars. It's a grumpy sunshine type romance. It's about this girl this woman is who's like fed up with dating. She really wants to fall in love, all that stuff, and she's like trying to, or like she gets an app to like try to find like her one true love type thing. And then the guy, he is her brother's best friend, and the situation with him is that the heat, or was it the heat? I think it's like the heat, like busted or broke in like his apartment complex to the point where they can't live there, like, or they'll like get sued or like whatever. So everyone in that complex had to like move out, and the lady's brother asked if, oh, can you like have my best friend stay here for like 2-3 weeks? I think they're saying it'll be 3 to 4 weeks for them to get it fixed on the entire building, so they have to find somewhere else to live. And so she was like, yeah, sure, I have a pull-out couch, whatever. So I guess you can say it's I'm sorry, I'm like looking at my desk mat and there's like stuff on it, but it's kind of like forced proximity, but if you want to like call it that, because he would stay in like at the place that he works at, which is like a fitness gym and stuff. But yeah, it's like really cool, like really good. It's cute, it's funny, there's like spice in it, but it's still like a really good read. I enjoyed it. It was like funny, all that stuff. 5 stars. Yes. The next book I'm talking about is Love Radio. I finished that June 8th and I rated it 5 stars. And it might be my fave contemporary romance of the month. Of like that month. And it's like, it follows these two seniors in high school, and the girl, she's like aspiring to be like a writer. She wants to like write, so she's senior year, she's focused. She's like trying to write her essay for like these scholarships to get into school. Like she's going, like she has plans. And the guy, he's like kind of chill, laid back. He is one of the hosts on like a radio show. He gives like love advice and stuff like that. Despite him being like a young age, his advice still sends, and people like that and appreciate that. And the guy, I'm forgetting names, I'm so sorry, but like the guy has had a crush on this girl since I think middle school. So he wants to try to see if the stuff that he preaches works for him, but not in a sense of like it's a bet, or in a sense of like he's doing it for his own like male gain. Like he literally does like this girl has like a big crush and stuff like that, and like his friends would tease him about it, like, you still crushing on her? So yeah, so but it's really good. Like, despite them being like young, I felt like they still had like these deep, mature conversations that even someone in like her late 20s still like valued and stuff. And it was like really good. Like, I enjoyed the book. It was really good. I don't know like how else to say, like what else to say about it, except for it was just really good. The next book is probably like my favorite fantasy like series or books of the month. Is Child of Blood and Bone and Children of Virtue and Vengeance. And I have the third book, Children of Angst and Anarchy, or Anarchy and Angst, but I think it's Angst and Anarchy, one of the two. I could be wrong. But yeah, it's like now complete. The series is done. It's just a trilogy. But these two, I finished Blood and Bone, June 12th. Of course, 5 stars. And then I finished Virtue and Vengeance, June 15th, another 5 stars. That book gave me so much anxiety. Like, the series gave me so much anxiety, but I just couldn't put it down. Like, I literally could not put it down. And it was so good, and it's like African mythology in a sense. Of course, all like the characters are black or have either my complexion or darker. Like, it's full black cast. And I think I read that they're gonna try to adapt it into like either a movie or like a little series, and I'm like, say less. But it's super good. It's about you have like the are they called like Maggies or Magies? It's like magic users, like the gift from like the gods and stuff like that. Gave certain, I guess, people with like magic powers and stuff like that. And then I think to know that you have it, it's like you have like white hair and stuff like that. It's like you're born with white hair. And you have like different abilities based off of like a certain god or goddess. I'm not gonna fully get into it because it's like it's so much world building, but it's really good. There's like enemies to lovers, dual or like multiple POVs, so you get POV of the main character, Zaylee, if I'm pronouncing her name incorrect, I'm so sorry, but Zaylee, Amari, and the prince, I forget his name, Enon. Thank you, Prince Enon. And of course, Princess Amari, they're related. And then like Zaylee and how like their worlds like intertwine with like each other. But it's really good. It gave me so much anxiety. But I just couldn't put it down, and it had like my heart racing. I was feeling so many emotions, and I like didn't even explain what the book was about. But if I was like those 3 characters about the magic, and like there's like, it's basically a war between the magic users and like the kingdom, because the kingdom don't have those powers, so to speak, and they want to like eradicate all the magic users before they like essentially rebel, even though like I don't know, it's just so good. I don't know like how else to like explain it before I like spoil anything, but it was really good. I love the series. Probably like my favorite series that like I've read, and I've seen this book around for like a while. I don't know why it took me so long to finally pick it up, and like I'm glad I did in like this new reading era that I'm in. But yeah, I have the 3rd book. It came out recently, and I got it the day of it came out because I pre-ordered it. Because I was like, I pre-ordered it before I finished the 2nd book, because I'm like, I already know I'm gonna want it. I already know. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I already know I was gonna want it. And I'm excited to read it. But I'm like reading like other things and stuff before I finally get to that and like end the series and stuff. But it was super good, really good. Highly enjoyed it. The next book I read is Make a Scene. I finished that June 18th. I rated it 4 stars, and it's, you can call it like a sister book to What a Match. It's like a 3 series, if you want to call it that, but they're like individual. You could read them individually, because I read What a Match, that's like the 2nd book kind of first, because that was what I was into, and because of the characters surrounding that book made me want to pick up the 1st book, because the 1st book talked about like characters, you know what I mean? So it was like, it's different stories, you can read them as standalones, but they interwoven because it's like the same characters in like the same universe. And that one is about the brother from What a Match, and he meets like this baker, and she got invited to her cousin's wedding, and her cousin is marrying her ex. So in order to make it seem like she's okay with it, she feels like she could have like, you know, a man on her arm. So it's like fake dating, and of course fake dating turns into like catching villains, all that stuff. So that trope, but it was still good. It's also spice. You know, if you're not into that, you could probably like skip over it and still get the story or whatever. But it was another short read. It was cute, it was fun, I liked it, I enjoyed it. Then I read A Bump in Blue Hail. I finished that June 20th, and I rated it a 3.25 stars. And little side note, it was like the first book I read on my new Kindle, and I'll like talk about that in another video. But it was like my first e-read, and it was like a short, little short like 3-chapter type book. If you remember or heard me talk about the time I got drunk in the Dada series, so it's after the time I got drunk and saved a demon, and after the time I got drunk and needed a lip potion and a werewolf. After you read those two, then you read A Bump in Blue Hail, and then you read the third book in the series. Of course, I didn't do that because by the time I read those, I didn't have like a Kindle and it wasn't available anywhere else. So yeah, I like waited and I read that. It was like a short read, like I said, 3.25 stars. It went back to the characters of Cinnamon and Fallon. Something fell, I'm sorry. It went back to the characters of Cinnamon and Fallon, which I was like, I'm here for. I love them out of like this series. I feel like the first book is my favorite, and of course it's completely spice. That's all it really was. Gave it 3.25 stars because I was still entertained. Like I still liked it, and I still wanted to like read about them. And then the last book I read was Wicked Fox, and I finished that June 25th, and I gave it 4.5 stars, and that's also a Kindle read. I borrowed it from Libby, like from the library. And A Bump in Blue Hail is on Kindle Limited, but Wicked Fox, I borrowed that from my little library, Libby. And I enjoyed it. Like if it read like I was watching a K-drama, because it's with like Korean like characters taking place in like Seoul, South Korea, and it's about this girl, what's her, starts with an M, and I like forget right now, but she's a gumiho, which is like a nine-tailed fox in like Korean, and she meets like this boy, and of course the story of gumiho is like you're not really supposed to fall in love, especially with like a man, like you're supposed to like, you know, get their souls and like whatever else, but he gets warped up into like her life, and things happen that aren't really supposed to happen, and it just follows that. It went to a route I didn't expect, but it wasn't in like a bad way. I was still like enjoy. I just didn't know how the story was going to unveil itself, so it was still a really good read. I enjoyed it, and I read what the second book was about. I think Wicked Spirits. I could be wrong. I could literally just check on it. Vicious Spirits. Yes, it's called Vicious Spirits. And I read what that was about, and I'm gonna wait to see before like I read it, because it makes it seem like it's still about the main two characters, but it seems like their story is put on like a back burner to follow another love interest in the story and like the other characters. And I'm like, no, because the story, it didn't end with a cliffhanger, but it ended with me, okay, I wonder how they're going to get through this hurdle, right? So I'm thinking, you know, that's what it will be about, just go through this hurdle. But it seems like that hurdle is now a side story with the two characters from like the other book, like the best friend and like the helper of like the main characters, or like we're following their story, like that's like the main forefront. And I'm like, I don't know if I like that, because it's like I'm not here for them. And even when I was like reading like about them, like their little like interactions in Wicked Fox, I still wasn't here for it. Like it just wasn't enough to like grab me. So I'll pick the second book up eventually. But like I said, I did enjoy the first book. It was like really good. I read like a K-drama if you're into like Korean dramas and stuff like that. It was really good. Yeah, that's like all the books I read. Kind of like a shorter video, kind of in a sense. Like, comment, subscribe, and thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch me talk about books. Hopefully to see you in the next one, and